All right, here we go. So again, if you have another what's that called device, go ahead and drop it into the YouTube, you guys. Now, I think that was really important is this looks incredible. Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate it. I think that what's most important is that after watching all this, come on, Dr. Rhapsody. Thank you so much, love. As after watching all of this, today, in which we're going to play some of the highlights of it just to kind of keep you guys up to speed and to just kind of so that we all know what's going on and see like when we take certain actions, what kind of shit it ends up in. Because I think the most important thing is like us on the left is we need to figure out what the fuck it is that we stand for, you know? Because once we get to focus on that, me will stop getting caught up in the shit and then we'll know where to draw the line. Because you guys already know that what I say, like, um, we draw the line at racism. That's why we draw the line at racism. I think that's very important. But yes, you guys, thank you all for the. Oh, let's make a quick goal, you guys. Let me do a quick goal that we can push out. You guys, please share the live. Let me see. Pen, edits, edits. Let's reset. Let's do 100 hearts. All right. And then we can pin that. All right, here we go. All right, you guys. The topic is yes, what do we stand for? So, my thing is this is why we draw the line in racism because at the end of the day, they're only going to do what's white for them. And when I say they're only going to do what's white for them, I'm talking about specifically about races, people who are still not deconstructed, still have some this that and the other to go, right? And so I am going to here we go. We're gonna play a little bit of this one first. So some things that kind of stood out to me is that and things that we also too need to think about, which I'm not gonna lie, is that she said that her about I think it's like 1937. Come on! Hold on. First of all, we got the Department of YN and it's I'm like, where is this playing at? I hear it back in. The Department of YN and her acting up, you guys. Hold on. Cause we can't forget some of the best parts. What's these? All right. Matter of fact, let's make this smaller so we can put our stuff on the side. All right, here we go. Um Now this is Z. Now I'm not gonna lie. I feel like everything was starting to die down, and before she did this particular interview, right? And I think that's very important. It's kind of seeming like I show love to our creative partners. Y'all, shout out to the Department of YN and shout out to all y'all for just kind of being the change that she wants to see. And much respect to her. I love her. And make sure y'all give her a follow. I feel like this thing had kind of died down before she kind of brought it back up, which I think is very, 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 very interesting, right? Um, and it's almost like it could be everybody could have their perspective on it because it could seem like you're dragging this thing on, like damn, we just really just kind of let it go, and then here you are bringing it back up again.
That virality and for fundraising purposes so that we could continue the tour and go to wherever Charlie Kirk would go next, and hopefully we'd be able to grow this out so that we could hire staff. We could like equivalent of Turning Point USA chapters within these schools, but of course with $100,000 that we had, like that wasn't going to be able to happen with just that. So yeah, it was a big part of the success of this was making sure that we went viral so that the fundraising could continue.
Okay, so she is saying that, like, okay, the oh, what was that? What was that ding dong? I still don't understand what all the sounds mean just yet, you guys. So please bear with me. New gift go. Okay, thank you. Thank y'all for helping me out. Okay. Reset to give kind of another line be added to the list, not giving X MAGA 100K. That could be it too. Thank you, Swells. Come on, shout out to Swells. Think that could be it too. Because I think that, and which again, because the thing is, I feel like it's important to study the people um who we are standing along us alongside with. I think that's very important. It's good to know who you're standing with and the way that they think. You know what I mean? I think that's very important. And know how they feel about certain situations. Confirm. Let's do 50 donuts because the bitch is a little bit hungry. Okay. That white lady, she that white lady on Centers. Okay. Because again, I haven't given out my Centers review, but even hearing somebody else giving their review, she said that when everything fell apart, when the white tea lady said that she was going to go save the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, don't, because when Smoke and Stack should have just trusted their first mind and said, no, we don't need the money. We don't need your money. We doing good over here. The intuition had kicked in because we have certain this certain intuition that lets us know like this ain't it. But you been swayed by the milk of magnesia. You know what I mean? All right. Um so here we go.
Mhm. Okay, so you guys do your first event. As far as the event itself goes, and as far as all the media that comes from that, everything is pretty positive, right? I didn't think there were any problems related to the event itself. It wasn't until afterwards, I guess. What
Oh, my
exactly
bad.
happened? There
Oh
was a
yeah.
Discord,
No
or not a
no more
Discord call,
center
sorry. There was
stuff.
a TikTok call group thing, where I guess some people wanted to express some frustrations. Can you explain, like, who are these people? What were the
Now she's about to get into how the sure she preview, but doesn't it always fall apart? That's exactly what and that was parallel to not only what's happening in the Unfuck America tour, but also parallel to life. It's parallel like ever since back in the day, like what's been happening. And I think once we get through both of these videos, I think it's important for us to kind of talk about like, where do we stand? Like we have to stand for something. Smoke and Stack was standing for what we can't be swayed. And I also think even too, like if she thought that her thing was to have Dean and Parker do it and then go forward and not include other creators till later, I think she should have stuck with it. I think she should have stood on what her vision was. And that's what happened when she was swayed too.
frustrations,
Like
and
if
then how
you
did you
weren't thinking about it, don't think about us now. Just go and do what the fuck you was gonna do. You know what I mean?
end up getting involved with that?
Yeah, so like the event was extremely successful. So just to sort of paint the picture, we had 5 staff from borrowed from different firms that me and my friend both work for. That I have my own firm, he has his own firm. We lended staff to this project.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 5 staff that were on the ground. We had 4 temp staff that came in and out of the project like as needed, and we were essentially handling 35 influencers on the ground, which at first we thought would be easy, but turns out that
And I just want to
influencers think that they're actors.
okay, I just want to point out two things. You know, I think that when she was on the panel with the black women, right? And she was like, "Do you think that getting 35 influences together is easy?" I think that was projection because obviously she thought it was easy. And it sounds hard. Just somebody who has orchestrated, things together. Swells, we about to see, okay? Is that who I think it is? And is. How you doing, baby? Um, Shout out W Royal families in the chat. I think that she thought that it was going to be easy and it's not. And then also too, I want to talk about too in the future, like influencers versus activism, because I feel like there's a very there's a very big distinction between the two. And now they can cohesively come together, right? But I think that having influence and thank you, Dr. Rapsy. I appreciate you, love. Thank you for those donuts. Thank you for the heart me. Yes, let me if I can get your daily heart me. You guys share the live. Tap the screen. As you can see up here, our little gift goal, it'll say we did it, y'all, when we get to our goal. But I also think that it's important to kind of like talk about because there are two different things. And there's nothing wrong with being an influencer, and there's nothing wrong with activism, and there's nothing wrong with being one and or the other. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me see. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I feel like there's something else. Okay, anyways. There's nothing wrong with being one and or the other. What's up, Sid? But do some creators know which one they are representing? And I think sometimes that takes like really stepping back and seeing what it is that what your mission is, being realistic about what you are and who you are and what you're doing and what you want to do. Because sometimes we, especially talking about politics, it's easy to get caught up and think that you know, we're doing activism, and it is some type of form of activism depending on which approach that you take. You know what I mean? So I think that's important, but it also takes some self-reflection, Lennon, which I definitely feel like, hey, do something. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the love. Thank y'all for the donuts. Yeah, we got 17 donuts. Let's knock out them donuts. I appreciate you guys. Um, yeah. Let's see.
And definitely act that way towards low level staff. And so, overall, I think it was very good. I mean, yes, there were a lot of, diva behaviors and things like that like we dealt with, but
Mhm.
we work with candidates, so we get that those things happen. And the actual event at the
Can I
university,
just real quick? Let me just qualify that, just because I want to be as fair to all sides as possible. Let me qualify that because
yeah,
I used to be a professional gamer, and I've worked a lot in these spaces now. Well, actually, I guess organizing these exact spaces, and then also on the programmer side and the influencer side and the streamer side of things. For a lot of these people, it's just that a lot of them are super young. They've never actually had a job before. They've kind of been thrust into the spotlight. They have like huge sums of money, sometimes coming in if they're big enough, or lots of fans. And it's just, yeah, for a lot of these people, it sounds stupid, but on a business meeting, I imagine for most business conferences, you're able to say, this is the time that you have to show up for this conference, be here, here's the schedule, and then you're good. It is absolutely
She basically saying that, bruh, I was fucking with a bunch of kids.
not that way with anybody in this space. You need to have people
What is
calling to
this?
make sure, did you wake up? Did you remember to take a shower? Do you have all the things you need? Did you catch your flight? You need to be here at 7 a.m. You have to stay for the full time. You can't sneak away and go do something else. You have to come back tomorrow. You can't get drunk or high or do any crazy stuff tonight. Like it's a lot. It's almost like a babysitting job when it comes to just because of the age demographic and everything for these people. But yeah, just
What's up, little
I didn't
mom?
know the number before. So you saying like, oh yeah, 35 influencers in and out, that should be easy. That's like 10 full-time jobs worth of managing children. And I say children endearingly, and that scales all the way up to 40, 50-year-old.
Now, dealing with MAGA, we definitely know that some of these motherfuckers could be kids, okay? Diva is a microaggression, at least to me. You know what? Now, hold on, because I'm not even going to lie. There was some microaggressions just in this little thing alone, which is why, you guys, I stress at when he throws Dean under the bus for his Starbucks, it was a scapegoat energy. Well, my thing is, one, that's what I said from the beginning. This is why we draw the line at racism because there's some deconstructing to do. There's some microaggressions continuously going on. And what they're going to do is do what's white for them. And they will always throw you under the bus when the chance comes to, when you get the chance. That's why I say when we do have true allies, it's important to, show them, the respect and love and or appreciation because we need it. We do need allies. Everybody, we're a team in this bitch. But there are a lot of white tea racists. Yes, they will always do what's white for them. Okay, anger everywhere is why the left loses. Okay. Well, Liam, that is your what's that called? That's your opinion, and you're allowed to have it. Because last time I checked, the Democrats was in power just last year, but that's a different. Everybody had their same fear of time to do what it is that they feel like is done. So, and that's the thing. Account that's why we need to figure out what it is we stand for, because obviously the right is standing for white power, YT power, and nationalism, right? Right? So we got to figure out is what it is that we stand for. That thing that's above everything. Now we got to understand it too. Just because we're all in this left side doesn't mean that we got to go party together. You can't stay the night at my house. Doesn't mean that I'm about to go have dinner with you. Don't mean I'm gonna call you on the phone. But like, what's the main thing we can get around? Because the main thing that they all can get around um is white tea power, is white nationalism, is misogyny, it's racism. We got to figure out what it is that we want. And I do want people in the last like in the next hour to come up and just kind of tell me like what it is that you stand for on the left. Like what does it mean to you? Again, if you guys are have another device, please put it in our YouTube so we can accumulate those hours too. Please subscribe to the YouTube. We are on YouTube as well. And please share the screen, tap the live, give me a follow if you guys have not done so. And I appreciate it. Um, so here we go. Here we go. Let's scoot up a little bit because she talked about a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of bullshit. Why can't I hear it?
And we're still
Oh,
getting
there we
out
go.
content. We're going to figure out the next stop. And then I guess something happened on either Saturday or Sunday that like changed the tide.
Mhm.
And
And for real
I
quick, just on dates, this
yeah,
was on Saturday or Sunday. This was on the
a big part of this was we wanted more people of color, more women, people with smaller channels to have the opportunity to get some of this wave right to
yeah.
them. And so we had people with like between 20 and 40,000 followers that were getting 6,000 people watching.
Now she's not lying when she's saying that, right? Is this Z? Yes. Z. So Z finally came out and did an interview yesterday. So this is the interview that she finally did, right? And this is again why I say this is why we draw the line at racism, because they're gonna do what's right for them, and they're gonna always throw you under the bus if they feel like they need to, whenever the time comes. And the thing is, like now she's saying that now she's not lying when there were people who were have 20, 30, 40, 50,000 following, was having like 6, 7,000 people in their live because everybody wants to see the UnF America tour. A lot of the lives they were like, "Where's Dean? Where's Parker?" Da 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 da. Woo woo woo, right? But also too, thank you guys. Let me get that daily heart me. Also too, which I think is a great opportunity for them because again, that's another reason why I say like you can just say what the real reason. Thank you for the follow, Keisha. That's why you can just say like what the real reason is, because it is a good opportunity for smaller creators to be able to grow their platform, you know, before for them to expand, to get more eyes on, especially if like you want to get your messaging out to more people. What up, Susie? You want to get your messaging out to more people, so you up it early. Yeah, and then y'all please tap tap tap. Let's get to 10K, you guys. Well, let's get to 75K. That's the goal. I think that's very important if you want to get your messaging out. I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like there was nothing
Not
wrong with
like
that. There
us.
was nothing.
They not like us.
Hey,
They
we
not
got
like
a
us.
subscriber. Even Swells know that, baby. They are not like us. Come on now, drop some coconuts for Swells in the chat, please. And yeah. So, but she also says that so which I think is really like a good thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like anytime you're able to grow, especially when you have um oh shit. Okay, hold on you guys. We about to watch something else really fast. We about to watch something else really, really, really fast. Hold on. Okay, let's go here. Uh-oh. Uh 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 uh-oh. Let me see. Yep. I hope this is a good thing, you guys.
Well, you guys were still in the conversation about Alina being there for Ty, and you said that she had said something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So basically, it was a scheduling. She mentioned that we would try to do it on a Friday, last Friday, but she mentioned that
Y'all know I love.
she had to do the live. She just said a live for a friend, and that was it. All right. And I said,
Mhm.
okay, well, I'm available during this time.
First of all, y'all know it's W Alina. First of all, you know I love Erica as well. Obviously, too, I'm a grown ass woman. I'm gonna have my own opinions and have my own thoughts. So I'm hoping that this is them reconciliating because you know I'm a girl's girl. Okay.
Was free all day on
What
Sunday.
ended up happening when 4 p.m. rolled around, what ended up happening is that Alina was a no-show, which gave me the impression that Alina did not care.
Yeah,
That you
because
didn't care. That you
people that don't
rather
care
do this. Because you
will come back
rather
and say, I'm
do
really sorry.
this.
I'm really sorry that I passed out after spending the entire day with
Because
the clean
you
lady.
rather
Almost
no,
like
because
she
you
fosters
were
kittens
afraid
all
of a
day. It's
screenshot.
almost like she fosters kittens all day and needs rest. Oh my gosh, Selena fell asleep. It's almost like she has reasons. Oh wow.
It's almost like I'm a parent of a child that lives with autism and also ADHD who goes through behavioral things, and I have to deal with this nonsense along with. Are you kidding me, Drea?
Mm.
Also, don't
You could also
interrupt. This
fall
is not a
asleep.
conversation that involves you, young lady. Don't interrupt. This does not involve you, Drea. This is between Alina and I. I have tried the private
I
route.
think that
We
probably
are now
Alina and
public with
Erica need
this.
to be the
Actually,
Because
only
I
Alina,
ones
disagree.
on the
It does
platform.
involve Drea
no,
because Drea was a part of your community, and
you made
Drea
it
was one of the
public,
people you
Alina,
ignored.
when you did
Irene was
the
one of the
video.
people you ignored.
I did not ignore Irene. Irene should post the darn going messages. I did not ignore Irene. Drea decided that she wanted to curse at me and come at me sideways. I'm not in. She has no entitlement for me to actually respond to her.
You don't curse on TikTok. When did I curse at you?
And
Drea, you
I would get
had the
the
chance to
comments
join the
muted.
panel on the. You had the chance to join that panel on the
Sorry, I was
Thursday.
packing
You
to go see
actually
my grandma in
said,
hospice.
"Oh well, I
and
hope your
out of
grandmother is
respect,
okay."
So
Did
yeah,
you
that's
What
why I
not
the
didn't curse
curse
at
hell,
at me
you.
in the
y'all?
Discord?
I didn't curse at you.
Yes, you did. You asked, was it fucking
Akil, my
worth it?
parents was fighting me too. Y'all.
Oh, that's not cursing at you. That's using
Okay, sure, it is,
emphasis.
Andrea.
Because I
That's so
added
pleasant that makes
Santana
someone want to
and Chris as
respond.
well. Did I not add Santana and Chris? And do you not always say during your lives that cursing isn't bad? Interesting.
I think that this definitely needs to be a
Anywho, in
conversation with
regards
just
to
Alina
Alina,
and just
for
Erica,
you,
y'all.
Alina, I tried the private route. You made
Okay.
it public by posting snippets.
Are we about to cry? Yeah.
When you literally, if you watch that entire live,
Son!
that entire
Mhm.
cut right there, after saying something about see the lady, I literally said, I just saw the lady. I just saw the lady on Tuesday. And then I thought to myself, it was actually Monday.
I think that this is
But
my
you
new.
cut it and you
You're
snipped
just
it
gonna ignore
to make it.
all the other screenshots that were included in that. Yeah, just
No, the
the
other
part that makes you
screenshot,
look bad. That's what you're
the
gonna focus
other
on. Okay.
screenshot. Oh, this is what you want to do. This is literally what you want to do right now.
You
You
brought it up.
taking bits and pieces of things and trying to make it look like someone is doing something wrong.
Yeah, they're live right now.
They actually are.
You
That's what you
came
want
in
to
saying
do.
that I brought Dan's drama to your live when he's the one
You
that did he's the
did.
one that did the raid, and his people are the ones that were attacking me.
You told
Drea
him.
was one of the mods that you had during that live.
You told him to support marginalized communities. You told him that. And that's the simple thing of it all, Alina. You take no accountability, but you want everybody else to take accountability. That's the problem.
May I
You
please say
take
something?
absolutely none for your role in anything. You're just this martyr. You're this white savior that does all this good stuff.
Oh,
I
That's
did
what
more
you
than you
do.
have.
That's what
everybody
you
be
do, Alina.
quiet. Everybody need to be quiet.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan.
Now, what we're not going to do, we're not going to do this.
Yeah. Don't do that.
We're not going to do this.
We don't want to do that. We
If
don't
y'all
want to
want
do
to
that.
talk, fine, talk. But we're not going to do this. The reality of the situation is, first of all, Dan knew Alina was on the panel. You can see his live where he knows that. Second of all, I was there too. They were attacking her in the comments. Both Dreas confirmed that fact. They were attacking her. That is not that's not nobody making that up. All of us are saying the same thing and we're all lying. They were attacking her in the comments.
But Ren, what was her? What was her? So it's okay.
They were. Dan brought the drama. They could have came in, did the raid, and that would have been it.
What did they say to her, Ren?
They were talking about she don't need to be on the panel and talking shit about her because she came up on Dan's live and said that that fucking tour was performative.
And talking about what happened with the Harry situation too, because I was there in the comments because it was the last
They
that
were.
Ren was
We don't trust Dan. No, we do not.
going live.
I don't trust no man. I got a 7 hour live
Supposedly.
about a bashing
They
no
were.
female. Just period.
And it's the part that's messed up about it is that is what happened.
Where that $100,000 at?
Now, did Dan, was he being genuine or was he being messy? Who knows? I don't live in his brain and I don't want to.
This is
But it's what happened.
should be the fuck off. The fuck.
Ren, I have way too much respect for you to even rebut that because you already know that I'm not going to go back and forth with you or with any black woman.
This makes me sad too.
So you already know that. I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna do that.
But it's
Um,
not about rebutting it because it's a fact.
okay. And
See, we came with
also
that fact.
what I am Ren, what I am going to say, what I am going to say is that it's actually a few things. It's two things maybe.
Okay.
And this isn't in regards to
I
Alina.
agree, Vic Rob.
For you, Ren,
Yes,
if
live
I
right now.
ever made you feel any type of way because you haven't told me anything, it's just people coming back and saying that I like discarded you. I hope you know, Ren, that was never, ever, ever the case. Ever. Never, Ren. You know that. I've always told you, and you know what I've always told you. So never, ever the case, Ren.
And
we
what
don't,
I'll
I
say
just
to
want to
that
let you
is,
know that.
okay, and I understand that. But I'm gonna use a word that me and you have discussed frequently.
I know.
Optics.
Yep.
That's what I say. It don't matter what's happening.
Optics.
It matters
And
what it
honestly,
looks like.
even in your situation with Alina, optics.
And here's the thing though, Ren, I don't care about her
We are in a
anymore. And
safe
you know why
space
I
right
don't
now.
care about her
Yes.
anymore, Ren? It's simply because of the fact that she has drugged this out so far. And I feel like she has been using people to meet her daily goals, to get her gifts, to do all of those things.
But she
I
hasn't
feel like
been meeting
I've
the
seen
Erica. She
her,
hasn't been meeting her
Who's she talking
goals.
about?
Ren,
No
I've also
problem. Thank
seen
Yeah,
her
that would work if it
come
meant she was
into
meeting her goals.
lives.
So that doesn't work.
Ren, I've seen her come into lives
Who's she talking
where
about?
I
Alina?
was, and as the people. This was prior to me holding my live on the
I'm
that
trying to get
Thursday.
the fucking comments and stuff
I've
in there
seen her
together.
come into spaces like they'll say Alina has joined, and people, goons, former loves would be in the space saying awful nasty things like the Jonathan guy who's in here saying nasty things. Chum, who else was it? DG.
Y'all hush.
Sometimes
Be
G
quiet.
Snooks. Hold on, Ren.
I'm out of here.
Saying nasty things, right? And nobody's stopping it. Nobody's stopping it. I don't know.
How
I don't
many of
know
those
if
people were also loves, Erica?
you see.
And
Like,
and the
like
reason that makes
I
it,
think that you think
hold
that
on,
I
let
told
me finish.
I told people what to say.
I
No,
do
no,
think
hold
you
on.
you told people
I
what
do
to say,
want to say
Alina.
something. 1 second. I do want to say something. Because obviously Erica, you've known Alina longer than I have. I've only known Alina for like what, 2 weeks now. Like, I just want to say, at least from my perspective, that like I don't believe that Alina uses me as a way to like drag things out. I think She has a great space for
No, this is
simply
actually
allowing for
live.
people who want to speak and also feel safe speaking. Like I come in here, like I have my own platform, but I believe that Alina does provide a safe space for me to speak, and she does, and her mods as well
No, we're not
make
gonna
it
get caught
very
up
safe for me to speak.
in the
And
fucking
it's not that she even tells me to come up here. I just see that she's live, and I immediately feel safe enough to join. Um, I also did want to talk more, just if I can, if you'll allow me, to comment on the whole thing between you, Dan, and her. Um, I would,
yeah, that's what I said. We don't
I
need to get
don't
caught up
know
in the
if I would
comments. The
call it the
comments
same
are
way,
instigating,
unless I'm missing
which
a
is
piece of
why it probably
information.
should be like
I don't know if I would
comments
call it the
off.
same thing as you're saying, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alina, it wasn't about platforming like marginalized people, but it was about the way in which you do so, um and the type of respect that is being awarded. Now, if Erica, if you feel that you were not being disrespected, or the representation that you were being given was not done in a disingenuous manner, then that's fine. But
Thank you.
like, and I think that's fine, and I think that should be listened to, right?
Tashika, that's literally all. Tashika, what I've been feeling this like since this all of this has happened is that no one is actually listening. And yes, for Alina, I did think that you were sending people because I've been around you before and
Thank
you
y'all for the
you
follow.
I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not gonna say it.
But
I
you know
felt
what, Erica,
I felt that's what was happening.
can I tell you something? You want to know
Yes.
the one thing that she has told every goon? She
I know
said,
I
I
read the
will never,
comments.
no, she said, I will never make you choose.
Mm.
I will
I'm
never
When
agreeing
make
she
with y'all.
posts that video.
I say my own feelings because you lied.
that. She has always said she will never make anyone choose. What works for her is what works for her. But she has never, a lot of the people that have been saying things to you are former loves. It's not people that were just goons and only goons that are saying things to you.
Don't listen for what a white woman has to say and then follow her. I am a grown woman of 26 years. I have my own opinions, my own thoughts, my own feelings. It's not that hard.
Like that is the reality of the situation is I don't.
I think like this. I think like what I said before, I do think that it
Can we
would be
tap while we
Alina's
listen, you guys?
responsibility
Please
to
tap the screen. Thank you so
make
much.
sure that regardless if her the people her supporters now are former supporters of you, I think that it is still her responsibility to maintain a safe space even when you are here, right? And if she
Hey,
doesn't do
lady.
that, I think that she should be held accountable for that. I think that's very valid. But like, I think in particular, like in this part of the conversation, optically it comes off as like your own
Meg.
supporters don't have their own minds. Like I think
Mm.
if
Mm.
That's not what
if
I'm saying.
okay, then like
I'm
then
sorry, not to cut you
wouldn't
off.
you listen more? No, it's fine. But like wouldn't it make
Hey,
more
Mav.
sense to listen to people like your former supporters? Like wouldn't that make more sense in this, at least in this part of the conversation?
Yeah, and that's why I'm speaking in past
Thank you,
tense
Dr.
now, is that I
Ramses.
did think that. I don't think it now because I see them saying that. I did think that, and I'm just
So we can
I'm,
knock
I'm
him out.
feeling. I guess I'm feeling
So
what the
y'all
love,
hollering.
like the former loves felt. They felt disregarded. Impact over intention. I've apologized for that. My whole thing is that I'm just like just want to know why
Thank
couldn't
you, Lady
I
Linda.
why
It felt
couldn't
like
I
you
get a
chose
phone call, or why couldn't I get a ding on
because you
a DM? Why
because
did
you
you
chose
unfollow
Dan.
me? I
Thank you,
did not
Lady
choose
Linda.
Because you
Dan.
didn't
You
follow
did.
a
I
racist
don't
I
think.
didn't want to
connoisseur.
be involved, Ren. I
But
didn't want to be
I get
involved.
that. But you were, because by him bringing that raid and then doing a 7-hour live over that because of that raid and stuff. Darling, you were in it. There was no way for you to be out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Glazed you over and over again during that 7 hour live where he was being heavily misogynistic to someone that you called your friend. That was disgusting. Even my boyfriend, who literally doesn't know Alina, who vocalizes that he doesn't like white women, said that that 7 hour live was disgusting and that Dan is despicable and the
It
reason
was
why women fear
disgusting.
men now.
It
If
was
he can see
disgusting.
that, why
And
can't
I'm
you?
tired of
It's not
men
that
using
hard.
women
Like
to pit women
if there
against
was
other
another
women. That's what I
man
don't
on
like.
this app that made a 7 hour live about you, you would not be happy.
And we wouldn't be standing for
You
it. We'd
would
be like,
not
fuck that shit,
be
not about my
happy.
girl. Y'all, we gotta be
And then
girls,
for
I
girls.
sit
somebody,
with him on his lives. It's
even if,
gross.
Fuck
and here's the
them.
thing, even if y'all are no
Respectfully. I
longer
don't know
friends,
him, but I know that's
cool,
disgusting.
because relationships run their course. However, even in spite of that,
Exactly,
even
Vivid.
in spite of that,
We need to
you
change the
still could be like,
algorithm. I'm
hey,
with you on that.
yo, I can't mess with you. This is some
Hey,
creepy stalker
Desiree.
behavior.
Good
A
evening, darling.
7 hour live, that's a full-time job.
Irene is.
Go ahead, Irene. I'm sorry. Behave, Irene.
I will. The thing that I'm gonna turn off my camera. The thing that hurts me, and I don't like to involve you
Dan.
in it, Taishika, is when you told Taishika that she was playing the victim.
It was
And
very clear in that video that she said Johnny. Sorry, just to specify that. Very clear. She said
yeah,
she was calling Johnny a roach twice. And y'all sat there and said she was calling a black woman a roach. Disgusting.
can I finish, Drea, please? Can I finish, please? And I did message you. But I do not want to post any screenshots out of the respect for Ren and Elena. But the way that you messaged me, it didn't feel sincere. You said, I
Go
don't
to the
need to send you
USO.
the
Oh,
money
yeah.
back that you gave me, but I
But you
will.
don't.
I will, because I don't want
I
you
don't.
to, because
Are you about to say you don't want me to hold it? One thing, please don't ever do that. Anything that I ever give to anyone out of the kindness of my heart is done out of the kindness of my heart. I don't need anything back. Don't do that, Irene. I never
can I
asked
finish,
for you for
please, Erica?
anything
Can I
back.
finish, please?
Yes, you can, but dear, please don't do that. Don't do that. You don't have to send anything back.
Can I finish, please?
Sure.
So
Erica is holding on out there.
being thinking everybody in the loves that was in the loves in the goons thought we was real sisters because of how much I had your fucking back. And I was there day one when you first started the live with Ren. I don't want to get emotional, but I was hurt. I'm still hurt. I don't want to go off on you or anything, but I was hurt because it felt like I got stabbed in the back by my own big sister.
Tap, help us.
That's how I felt. So, fuck all Dan and Santana and everybody else. We was there day fucking one when you started your first fucking live.
They do tell you, but I don't think that they were able to catch up with each other.
And
Erica
that
said that
hurt
we're
me
supposed
to
to do
the
this
core.
private, but I haven't
My
got a chance
mama
to talk to you.
adopted you into our family, into my family. She called you her daughter and called your son her grandson. So it hurted me more than anything. So you don't understand. You really don't understand how I feel about the situation. Because the fact that you call somebody a victim when they're going through mental health problems, that hurted me. The fact that you said their friendships are over with, that's hurted me because we was like a family. The community is supposed to be a safe haven for everybody. And no, Elena did not grift anybody or use money for clout. Elena and the goons helped me where I needed to go to, what I needed to go to for my father. Man, I told y'all that my father was diagnosed with leukemia. And they did the most for me than anything. So it wasn't no grift or anything that Elena did. She made sure to check on everybody to see if everybody was okay because they was hurt. It was like losing a family member. So that's how we felt. To you, Irene, to you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not recognizing your pain. I'm sorry for not recognizing your pain. Tell your mom, please let me finish. Tell your mom the absolute same also. I'm sorry for not recognizing your pain. And I can only try to be more cognizant in the future. That's I'm sorry for not recognizing your pain. And when I say that it's okay that friendships come to an end, I'm not talking about you and I. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about Alina. It's okay that friendships come to an end. And that's again, I am sorry
I'm
to you
thinking
for
I'm
not
in there. I'm like,
recognizing your
why do
pain.
you feel like it had to come to the
Well,
end,
I
or
have a
what did it end
question.
for? Like, why did it have to end? I
After
hope they
the
can fix it
whole
too.
thing of this tour, a lot of people were hurt in that racist woman's BS.
Mm-hmm.
And this bitch over here
Yep.
doing
And
interviews, our
interestingly
interviews.
enough,
Y'all can be nosy
and I
and
have
tap
to ask this question
simultaneously.
because you brought it up earlier.
Tap.
You brought up Irish and his history,
Yep, freedom.
but how is Alina doing the live with Irish to help um, the people that were going through issues with that person whose name I'm not going to say right now? How is that any different than going to Texas with a racist scammer?
And what I said about that,
And
Rand,
the two young white boys who are also
is
racist.
what
Oh,
I
I
said
don't. I'm
about
not.
that, Rand, is that I was excited. I said this on my live. I don't think you saw it. And I said this in the Discord also before it got deleted. I
Mhm.
said that I was
Thank you, Kelsey.
excited to go. I was excited to go, and I saw it as an opportunity to do something that I've never done before. There was no money involved for me, no money whatsoever,
So
no money. I
I would
knew,
think that would make
okay,
you a little bit, and I'm, I'll lose my train of thought. I would think that would make you a little bit more, I guess, aware of why Alina put her platform out in the same way. I would think that would make you a little bit more
the
aware.
voice call was prior to, the voice call was prior to, and I don't, and this is exactly what I'm thinking about,
So
because my
see,
train of thought right now, Ren, is
uh-huh.
that an excuse is being mixed as people, and who has had many Black women say that he's been racist against them and misogynistic, going
Hey,
into a
Greg.
Discord telling women that, if you don't say, if you post photos in this Discord, I have every right to M word to them. So
What?
I'm
You know
like,
what's so
are we
funny
making,
about
Bitch, I
that
think
though?
I'm acting like
hold on,
Go
Ren,
ahead, Greg.
hold
I'm
on.
acting like I'm on the
There's
panel and somebody gonna respond to
there's
me.
that part. And it's like I'm being held to the fire because she has
Z's
a
Rogers from
disagreement
Doug looking
with
ass.
someone else.
So that's
Listen,
what we were watching
it
at
is
first,
not my
Susie.
place,
We were
right?
watching
I'm gonna be
Z's
honest.
interview
And
she did
you know what?
yesterday.
Whatever people do with this, they do with this. Ren, if it was you, if it was you, it'd be different. That's all I'm gonna say. If it was you, it would be different.
So maybe she's saying her and Alina
She
not as
chose this fight. She chose a fight that I did not want a part of.
maybe she's saying her
I did
and
not want a part of. And if she had a problem with me, she could have messaged me. She could have called and we could have talked about it.
Well, I mean, you're the one that had the issue with me because apparently, you had an issue with me doing the Harry Live. Apparently,
I didn't have an
this.
issue with you doing the Harry Live. I think you doing the Harry Live was a good thing. It was who you
Mhm,
platformed with. That's when I learned about this person. I
mhm.
didn't know who Irish was. Y'all have to understand.
And
I started doing TikTok in July
did
of
you ever
last
come to
year.
me about that? Did
Shoot,
you
in
ever
the
come
group
to me?
chat. I asked you in our group chat with Kiara, Ren, Parkers,
Mhm.
and you.
I asked you in the group chat
Ask
about
me.
it.
Ask me what?
I asked you. I said, "Why is Irish involved?"
And I explained
I remember
why.
saying, "Why
And if
is
you looked in the
Irish
Discord
involved?"
too, I also ran it by my community to get my community's okay.
She did.
Supported and stood by me in doing that. But regardless, if you had an issue of me going on the
It's your
panel
community.
about the nurse Heather thing for 10 minutes, which you did DM me about, and I responded to DM, there was no reason for you to come in the Discord and put me on blast in front of my entire community, because you wouldn't do that to Santana, and you wouldn't do that to Chris, and you only did it to me.
I wouldn't do it to Rand either.
And you made a lot of people uncomfortable, and you never apologized to the goons, and you never apologized to me for that. So that's why we stopped talking before all this stuff happened. Because I was literally sitting around waiting to see if you were going to ever apologize to me for that. And if anyone here was on that call and you want to, because I'm apparently putting things in your head that oh, you guys felt uncomfortable because I said so. No, multiple, I could put screenshots of like what people were saying that night. Or like people were dropping off from the call because there was like, oh, this doesn't really seem like something for all of us.
I know what has
Yeah,
not
this
been
is
put in my
deeper.
head was me saying multiple times the exact ways in which Dean and Parker have been racist. So it was brazy to hear then said that no one in your community told you specifics and
Chair,
that
you think
they aren't
someone
racist.
using AAVE is racist? You
Yes, but I
you
also
think
think
someone using
faking the
AAVE is
Canadian.
racist? And
That's
like
not even
Alina
what I was
uses
talking about.
ABVE
I actually want one
is
of
like
those kittens, you
come
guys.
on. Yeah,
But I also
African
called her out
American
on that. That's
vernacular
not even
and
what I'm talking
English.
about. Yes,
Like,
and that's not what I'm
but
talking
you
about.
think
So it's crazy that
everything
you
is
cut me
that
off just
way.
Why are
now.
you interrupting Drea when
Why are
you
you
got upset
interrupting
when
me
other
when I'm
people
not
were
even
interrupting?
talking
I'll go
about
on
that?
mute.
Yeah, because I wasn't even talking about that. But it's brazy that you cut me off to say all that. Thank you. That was wild. Interesting.
Thank you, Julie.
White people shouldn't use AAVE. Alina, do I tell you that it's okay for you to use AAVE?
No, you always tell me
Okay,
if I
cool.
say something.
So let me get on to what I was going to say. That was so rudely interrupted. Okay, what I was
But if
talking
she
about.
keeps doing the same thing over and over
Why are you
again, is she
interrupting me
listening to
again?
you?
Now I'm gonna get loud. I'm gonna get loud. I'm gonna get loud now.
You're
Why are
gonna
you
be
interrupting
arguing with yourself
me?
though.
Why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me? It's rude.
Mm.
Let's respect. I don't like being interrupted. It's gross. It's disrespectful. Didn't interrupt anyone else. Patiently waited my turn. I was talking about him
Hey,
overspeaking
Chunk's
indigenous
mother.
voices after being asked not to. Actually, I was talking about him caping for a Triple K member. Actually,
What
that's what I was
nurse?
referring to. I was talking about the misogynoir he perpetuated against Sashika. Actually, that's what I was referring to. If you would have let me finish, you would have heard that.
African American vernacular English. Okay, I think our Wi-Fi is messing up.
It is.
Adopt a
I'm
kitten. I really do want one. I
confused
love
because
cats.
I think the
I was
question
looking
that
at
I
her.
asked kind of got lost. And
Thank you,
it's the
Greg. I
question
appreciate that.
of
I'm gonna.
how is it different? You made the choice, even though Z was who she is, not was, because that's definitely not past tense. She is who she is.
Oh, looked like the live pause for a second. Okay, let's just take a quick second. Let's just take a quick second to kind of like breathe, okay? And what's happening? There is a lot going on. And it seems like this is stemming a little bit deeper as well. Yeah, let's just woosah. Let's woosah. Let's talk about those Cowboys. How about those Cowboys? This is something I wish that, and it goes deeper than a tour.
That
We're
everyone
back.
thinks he is a racist piece of shit. He's aware. He'll tell you.
Me too. I'm a Cowboys fan.
So it's not about making excuses. It's about trying to understand where the disconnect is.
Okay.
Greg, I like that person
So
you put in the
a
chat.
few things in
I'm gonna
regards
watch.
to what you just asked, Ren. Some people have been on this app since 2020. Some people have been on this app since July and just started listening to lives and then started co-hosting in September of 2024. Right? I am not aware of everyone's issues, everyone's backgrounds, every transgression that people have. Speaking in regards to the person who was organizing that tour, that person, I, I again told her that she needed to change her tone because she was coming across as hostile, and that wasn't okay. I asked her to make a statement, right? And again, I have already apologized for not speaking up, but saying something behind the scenes.
If I was Erica, I
So
would drop the
I do
receipts that I
apologize for
have of
that.
me telling
And the
Z
difference
that she
here
needs to make a
is
statement
that
because everybody else dropping their receipts
she
acting
is
like
fully aware
they was
of
agreeing to
his
everything.
history, fully aware of his
But
history,
let me
yet
stay out
still
of it because
decided to
I ain't gonna talk about
platform
it if I was weak
with
because I wouldn't
him,
go to that shit.
and then did it again all
Yeah, because I'm
simply
gonna
because I had
cover my
information to
ass.
provide him with.
Okay. But
Because even in the interview that we were just watching with
again,
Z,
Ren, I don't like.
she goes on to say that all the creators were agreeance with it, even the black creators, and all the screenshots they show say the same thing. So I'm like,
Cutting her off.
show them like,
it's
no, I
about
did not.
me understanding things. Because I'm trying to figure out how we got here. And if I don't ask questions, how would I figure that out?
I think questions are valid.
It's not about labor, it's about me understanding. This is for my edification. Because to be totally honest, Alina is probably just
Edification.
like, we not friends no more, and it is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
So maybe that's why.
That's literally how I'm feeling, but I know the type of
But you're
person
still
that
here.
I am. That I am,
I
Ren.
literally didn't bring you
That
up.
I
Tashika
am.
brought you up. I haven't talked about you. Like, so the fact that you're coming here now after all this time to do this, like, I don't know what you expect.
Well, it's really because you were called twice the day that you released the video. You
Yeah, and
also
that's the only reason why
we
you
also
called me.
had a
You only
phone
called me
call.
because I released the
Did
video.
you reach
You
out
weren't
to
planning on
me at all?
apologizing. You owed me an apology from that VC call. So no, I didn't reach out to you.
For the VC call, and you know what's so funny? The person that was going to mediate the call on Saturday, I said, I believe that's the only thing that I need to apologize for directly to her.
Oh, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Anywho, again, I'm just gonna say that it's okay for people not to be friends anymore. I don't know what else it is to actually say in regards to all of this. If you guys want some type of penance or something of that nature, if you want me to leave the app or something, but I'm not leaving the app. That's not going
No
to
one said
happen.
that.
I'm going to keep
Hello,
on trying to do community activism. I'm going
Erica.
to have a space. Yes, ma'am.
Erica, this is Mama Moffat.
Mama Profit.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I gotta go, but I'm
Yes,
gonna.
ma'am.
The problem is that you had two women here that was on your life from day one to help you build the community that you have. And I had much respect for you because of the mother you are and of the child that you have. I have family members that's on the spectrum. And whenever somebody has a child that's on the spectrum, I love them dearly. I adore them because it is something that you go beyond motherhood when you have a child that's on the spectrum. And I know that. So
I
I
know that
respect you
voice.
dearly. And I said, oh, I said, oh, her
That
her
part,
son is my
Caribbean.
grandchild. She's gonna be my daughter. I adopt a lot of people, but the whole fact is that it hurt Irene so much because she was in between places. She loved y'all all. That's all that my daughter does is love.
Thank y'all for the love.
And she was in between places and she didn't know
Keep
what to
tapping,
do.
please.
She was in between places. And I told her to reach out to you. And when she reached out to you, you came back as like nothing. Like really nothing. It wasn't
No, it's
heartfelt.
live, Heather. How you
And
doing,
it
baby?
hurt me too. It
Hey,
hurt me to
Steph.
see. I've been on your lives. I've been still your friend on your life. I didn't drop down on nobody's because I'm not, that's not my thing. But it hurt me for you to not think about these two women here, Elena, Ren, and all the other women that help you to grow your community on your lives.
Z is the feeling, right?
And you
Yep.
didn't care just to go out there to Texas for really, it wasn't a good community move. It really wasn't. It caused havoc within this community.
That part, Heather.
That's exactly what it did, and that's exactly what they wanted it to do.
Thank you.
That's exactly what they wanted it to do. And they did it.
Pretty successful.
They succeed. They were
Pretty successful.
They succeed.
And Mama Moffat, I'm sorry to you. I am so sorry to you. I don't know what anyone wants me to do. And I'm standing firm on this, Mama Moffat. I don't want to be Alina's friend anymore. But Ren, Irene, Tashika, I am so sorry. And Tashika, I know your position and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I literally do not know where to go from here. I just have an idea what I want it to look like. But I am so sorry to y'all because Mama Mopper, you ain't been nothing but good. You've been nothing but good to me, and I'm so sorry to you. I am. I really am sorry to you.
Okay,
I'm
look.
so sorry. And
I have to
I
go.
don't know what to do.
The thing is to do is the thing that we know that we make mistakes, but don't be too much prideful to say, I did it, oh well. Some friends come in your life and some friends go. No, because some of those friends that's in your life needs to be there. You can't be so prideful to say those words just because of something happened. Because that person, that
Yes,
person
ma'am.
that you may disregard of may be the only one that come to your need and when you are down on your luck. And believe you me, I am old enough to be your mother. Okay, I have lived life. I have known this, and the ones that's been there for me when I was down on my luck is the one that I probably had disregard, that I would never ever talk to again. But they were the ones that was there for me. So don't ever in your life say friends come. I hate that. I hate that wording because you don't know. You don't know who's meant to be there in your life.
When my feelings not valid, if people think that this isn't real, then I'll do this for you. Sick and all, I'll do this for you. If you think that it's not valid, are my feelings not valid in this? Can I not be hurt by this also? Can I not be hurt by this, Mama Moffat? Come on.
I did not say that. I did not say that you couldn't be hurt. I did not say that. I understand that. You may have been hurt because of everybody else, but everybody else was hurt. It's not just the fact that you went out there. It's the fact that you said, you came back and was like, oh, well, I did. I went out there. What happened, what happened? Instead of coming to your community and saying, okay, yes, I went out there and this is what happened. I apologize. Maybe I should have listened. Maybe I should have listened to some of the y'all views on me going out this way. Okay? You never did come back to them and say, yeah, maybe I have done wrong. And sometimes she dropped. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yeah.
Well, that just made me really emotional.
I know. If you're about to cry, please put some crying emojis in the chat because I think we all have that type of mama in our lives. And
that was really emotional to listen to. That was that definitely made me feel some things.
Yeah.
And I am really trying to listen and really take into account everyone's feelings in this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's why I
it
said
is,
Erica was holding her
within
up
my
there
heart,
against
to defend Alina, but but to also, to an extent give,
Erica Grace.
justification,
I
whether
don't
I
expect,
agree with it or
I don't
not.
expect you to defend me or anything like that. Like,
Yeah, like it's just whether I'd agree with it or not. Like I can't say that I don't understand why
it wasn't
she did
against.
certain
It was
things.
everybody. It wasn't a fight. It
And
was more so
it
them
is me
how they were affected
understanding
by her
people and why
personally.
they do certain actions is, why
Because they weren't defending Alina, they were talking
I
about their
typically,
personal experience with Erica.
see past a person a lot of the time, and I see past
Not like
who I
us.
think
They
they
not
are
like
to be.
us. They
Thank you
not
for the
like us.
subscription, Maxine.
I don't think Erica is actually a
Josh is talking
monster.
us for Maxine in the chat,
I
y'all.
just think a lot of time we can be really blinded by opportunity. And that can lead us to make some really bad decisions.
And I think that's what we should say. Like I wanted the opportunity.
I think all of us are pretty hurt by this whole thing.
But nobody wants to feel like.
I think the best thing that we need right now is love and compassion towards each other.
I agree.
Even if that ends in a continuation of a friendship or not, I think that's the most important thing right now.
We should
especially between Irene, Ren, and I, like as women of color. I think that's the most important thing right now for us to not lose sight of that.
Grace, accountability,
Elena,
vulnerability, authenticity.
I know you don't. You look like you about to cry, but Ari cried for all three of us.
No, James. No one dropped her. She left.
She left on her own.
Yeah, but like I behave myself, Auntie Ren, because I respect you good enough. I respect you highly enough to behave myself. But yeah, I
Auntie
had
Ren
to
is
say
good
what
with
I
her
had to
words
say
too.
because I'm still hurt.
Hey, please
People
tap
hurts
screen, guys.
people, and that's the way it's going right now. And I'm going to drop down because I'm still getting emotional, so I'm going to drop down. I love you guys, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Did somebody do something? It's saying that she was dropped.
I didn't drop her.
I didn't drop her either.
The only people in here that are
People
super
are hurt,
mods,
y'all, and we